Ray was a name that commanded respect. At just 42, he was already considered the finest heart surgeon in the city. Sharp, precise, untouchable. His colleagues admired him, his patients adored him, and the hospital board couldn't stop giving him awards. But behind the perfect white coat, Armin lived in a world of emotional silence. At home, things were different. His wife, Maya, was gentle, radiant, a school teacher who wore joy like perfume. Their son, Rehan, only 8 years old, had his mother's spirit and his father's sharp eyes. He worshipped his father, but barely saw him. "Will you come to school for my science fair?" Rehan would ask. "Maybe next time, champ." "I have a surgery," Armin would reply, distracted, tying his tie. And Maya, she tried. She cooked his favorite dishes, left him notes, smiled through his silences. But nothing could melt the wall around his heart. Then one rainy evening, Maya called. "Armin, we'll be late coming from school. Can you pick us up?" To her surprise, he said yes. "Of course," he replied. "I'm on my way." As he drove, his phone rang, an emergency call from the hospital about a celebrity patient. He answered. In that exact moment, a truck ran a red light. The impact was brutal. Metal screamed, glass shattered, screams died. When Armin opened his eyes, he was in a hospital bed. His head ached, his hands were bandaged, and a nurse was sobbing quietly in the corner. Maya was gone. Rehan was in a coma. The cause? Armin's phone records showed he was on a call. He had taken his eyes off the road. The media tore him apart. Colleagues whispered. The hospital asked him to take a sabbatical. Armin didn't argue. He didn't speak at all. He just left. 2 years silently passed. No one heard from Dr. Armin Ray again. Not in medical journals, not at conferences, not even on social media. Years later, in the misty hills of a forgotten mountain village, people began whispering about a healer. A man with shaky hands but sharp instincts. A man who refused money, who never gave his name. They called him Baba. Baba lived in a broken hut, slept on a mat, and treated villagers with herbs, old medical tools, and love. He asked for nothing in return. No one knew his past, only that he carried sorrow like a second shadow. Then one day, a woman named Jaya came running through the village, carrying her pale, fragile son, Ravi. He was 10, his lips were blue, his heart beat slow. Baba examined him carefully. His hands trembled slightly as he listened. It was a condition he had seen before. Rare, dangerous, fixable, only with heart surgery. He sat back, breathless. "I can't help," he whispered. "Why?" Jaya cried. "Because the man who could is dead." He turned away, ashamed. The boy's eyes, bright, curious, trusting, haunted him for days. Weeks passed. Ravi's condition worsened. Baba tried everything: herbal infusions, steam therapy, prayer. One evening, a young journalist named Nisha arrived. She was writing about rural heroes and had heard of the healer of the hills. But when she saw Baba's face, she froze. She recognized him. "Dr. Armin Ray?" she asked, her voice trembling. He didn't answer, but his silence said enough. She published the story. It went viral. "Cities lost doctor saving lives in shadows," the headline read. Dr. Rakesh, Armin's old friend, and now the head of a new charitable hospital, drove to the village himself. "What are you doing here, Armin?" he asked, standing in the rain. "Drowning slowly," Armin replied, eyes sunken. Rakesh looked at him for a long moment. "That boy, Ravi, he'll die without you." Armin clenched his fists. "I don't deserve to save anyone. You already did, every day for the last 5 years. That guilt you carry, let it push you to do something good." They cleared out a village schoolroom, Lights were strung up. Sterile sheets were flown in. Old surgical tools were sterilized. Rakesh brought assistance, oxygen, and the bare minimum equipment needed. The villagers watched in prayer. "Baba, no," Dr. Arman Ray scrubbed his hands. He stood over Ravi's chest, blade in hand, his heart pounded. He hadn't held a scalpel in years. Then he heard Maya's voice in his mind. "You're not your past, you're what you choose next." He nodded to Rakesh. "Let's begin." The surgery was long. Ravi's heart almost stopped twice. Arman's hands trembled. He whispered, "Stay with me, son." Then a pulse, then strength, then life. That night, Arman sat alone under the stars. He opened a notebook and pulled out a torn page, an old letter he had once written but never mailed. He read it aloud. "Dear Rehan, I don't know if you'll ever forgive me. I don't know if I deserve it. But today, for the first time in years, I did something that made me feel alive. I saved someone, and maybe, just maybe, I saved a piece of myself too. I love you, always have, always will, Dad." In a hospital in the city, a teenage boy lay in bed. He had come out of his coma months ago. His mother's sister raised him. He was quiet, thoughtful, but strong. The news played in the background, footage of a doctor in a mountain village, a miracle surgery. The name, Dr. Arman Ray. The boy stared. He leaned forward, eyes wide, and whispered, "That's my dad." Moral of the story: sometimes the road to redemption isn't about going back. It's about walking forward, even if it hurts, even if it's hard, until you find the light again.
Thank you.